about what DOT did to put you out of service.
All right, don't get caught up with the DOT man. He's not your friend when he's doing the job.
You gotta be a big homie.
That never gets old.
Yeah.
And for tomorrow's episode, we will have on the CEO of a Truckstop load board. Let's ask some questions. Let's get into that. And if you have any questions for the CEO, comment that down below and I'll try my best to answer that question by asking her. What's going on, Mutha Truckers? Welcome to Mutha Trucker News. Email us at muthatruckernews@gmail.com. Just got back from Sky City Travel Center in New Mexico. Just want to give a shout out to all the truck drivers there. I mean, you guys made me feel so loved, so welcomed. And it was just so great to be able to just give out free showers to every single truck driver that was there over the weekend when I was there. And it was just such a great feeling to just support these drivers. So this video right here is actually one that I interviewed a driver when I was there, and he wanted all the new drivers to know this because he got put out of service for this, and he doesn't want any other driver to be put out of service. And what happened was he got pulled over for an inspection, which is fine. DOT officer was way nicer than he should have been, is what the driver says, and asked how he was doing. How are you feeling? And next thing you know, the driver was caught off guard, and he told him, I'm a little bit down under the weather, and took a little bit of something for it, and bam, put him out of service for it. Watch this video right here. This is a great tip, especially for all the new drivers. And anytime you get pulled over, don't say nothing. Don't incriminate yourself. Don't say nothing.
So, how long you been driving a truck, sir?
Started in 2010.
2010.
Over the road, yeah.
For all the new drivers that are coming out here, and for the ones that might not know, tell me a story that you just told me about what DOT did to put you out of service.
All right, don't get caught up with the DOT man. He's not your friend when he's doing the job. He walked up to the truck and he asked me, he said, "How you doing today, driver?" That's how it started. I said, "Well, I'm just like everybody. I'm fighting a sinus cold. I took some allergy medicine and trying to feel better." And by the end of that thing, he come back with his list. And on the list, he says, "You're out of service until you feeling better because you're on medication."
Wow.
And he says, it was medication and fatigue and out of service for 10 hours.
For 10 hours. So he kind of tricked you. And it surprised you, right? Because when's the last time DOT asked you how you were doing?
Exactly. And so I learned right then. And I was new on I started at Swift. That's where I went. And I got started at Swift. And I was new, so I just thought, hey, this is courtesy.
Yeah.
A real gentleman DOT officer. No, he throwed screws on me.
Oh, man. So that's great advice.
How my day was.
Hey, when DOT asks you anything, it's okay. You just nod and do a thumbs up.
That's right. I'm fine.
That's good advice. I appreciate that.
Alex.
That's going to help a lot of drivers.
Yeah.
Because, even if you're not feeling nothing or you're not taking anything, the fact that they're asking you, they're digging.
That's it.
That's right.
They're digging.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, sir.
Now, here's a clip right here from the interview that I did live with the vice president of OOIDA. There's a lot of things like this broker transparency where they want you to write in public comments. And I see on the comments, a lot of people use the same format and they kind of copy and paste from somewhere, which is a great idea, it sounds like. But what Louis says is if you copy and paste the same format and have so many people copy and paste the same thing over and over again, then FMCSA is going to think that's a spam or a bot, and they're going to kick out those messages. So he says, if you agree with the broker transparency, just say, "Hey, I agree with the rule." And just like that, that'll be fine. Or put your own experience. But do not copy someone else's format. Just put something simple like that. That way the FMCSA can actually read through that and not kick it out as spam. And for the drivers that don't know where to go to fight a lot of these regulations that they feel strongly about, you don't have to be a member of OOIDA, but they have something that's called fightingfortruckers.com. And on there, you just click on it. And when you comment, it will go directly to the FMCSA public comments, and it's linked directly to it, and you're good to go. Off camera, behind the scenes, and you brought up something very interesting. You said that when the FMCSA actually brings up something for public comment, if you don't put it or address things correctly, it actually gets bounced out. I mean, can you tell me a little bit about that? Because for all the truck drivers that are in here, you know, when we put in our comments, we want the FMCSA to read the comments, but what is their format and how are they able to just kind of kick out and not listen to that driver's, you know, email or what have you?
Well, it's pretty simple. You know, we have a platform called fightingfortruckers.com for our members, and you don't even have to be a member. Anybody can use it. And my girlfriend sends in comments on it. But you can reach out and you can send comments to your lawmaker on issues, and we have a quick link there. And yeah, that's it right there, what you have up. And if you go to clip up there on broker transparency, because that's kind of what we're talking about.
Yep, let's click on this one right here.
Yeah, the one with the trucker says we want transparency. Okay. Now, when you scroll down, if you look to your right in the dark blue, that blocks, there's some talking points on the left. There's some links for additional resources or information for you. There's even a link on there for how to file your comments, kind of a comment guide. But on your right in the blue, you can go in there in that big white box there. If you scroll back up just a little bit, that big white box under the header, the subject line, you can put your message right in there. You type a message to FMCSA right there. Now, we use this exact same format for like bills on cars, like the truck parking bill or the bathroom bill or the Got Truckers Act to give truckers overtime. Same format. You go on and you can send a message to your lawmaker, and it looks just like this. But we usually put a pre-typed message in the message box, and then you can go in and edit it or add to it or take away, whatever you want to do. And we've had some members ask on this. We didn't put one in there because unlike Congress, FMCSA, when you're filing comments, they're looking, and if they start seeing a whole bunch of the exact same comments, you know, like a form letter type thing, they will kick those out. So it's real important that you put your own comments in here. Now, all it has to be, if you're wondering what or you're happy, is just, hey, we support the ruling the FMCSA has proposed. We support the rule. It can be as short as that. Now, if you just say that, they're not going to kick that out, of course, because that's not a form letter by any meaning of the term. So you can do that, but you know, it's really important if you have stories where broker transparency would have helped you, or if a broker made you waive your rights to 371.3 and then they hit you with some chargebacks, but they won't tell you what the chargebacks are because, again, you waived your rate. Or say you're run a load from Ohio to Florida and you ask and they tell you got to come out to California to look at the paperwork or stuff like that. If you got real world stories like that, put them on there. If you're afraid to ask for it because brokers will blacklist you, because that's a big problem, feel free to put that in there. Real world situations, be professional, but how it helps you. If you have examples, it's great to show these examples, why you need this or why this is important to you as a motor carrier.